Shut up and sit down.
Right, I'm going to include that. Oscar Willis from TheMacLife.com here with Mike Bond from MMA Junkie in the bowels of the T-Mobile Arena right after the UFC 324, don't know why I said it like that, weigh-ins. Couple of scary moments.
Yeah.
The guy nearly died.
Yeah, and then, Paddy Pimblett first to the scale, Justin Gaethje last, just like we all predicted as well.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, the storyline obviously here is Cameron Smotherman. That was scary. We've had some scary moments at weigh-ins over the years, but full face plant on the stage. It seems like he went out like a few times as they were trying to
He did.
get him out of here.
You don't want to I was about to say you don't want to guess, but it seemed like he was having some sort of a seizure at some moments, you know what I mean? His eyes were rolling back.
Yeah.
As you said, he went in and out a few times. In the end, they carried him off stage, put him on a stretcher. He did regain consciousness. He actually did speak to his opponent, Ricky, as Ricky came off the scale, and he seemed like he was conscious and aware of his whereabouts. Obviously, rehydration right away. But yeah, scary moment and a reminder that,
Weight cutting is bad, folks. It's not natural for your body.
Yeah,
that was really scary.
Yeah, the things these guys put themselves through is pretty bad.
And then you have two other fighters miss weight. Someone who comes up second of all the people on the card. Didn't really seem like he was trying too hard. Mr. Alex Perez.
Yeah,
and then David Figueiredo just can't do himself any favors.
Yeah, the Figueiredo thing's interesting, right? Obviously, former flyweight champion, and that was always a mission for him. Fucked up a few times there, and then to see him still struggling in bantamweight, it's not a great look because he's not a particularly big guy. I'm curious why that hasn't, at this stage of his career, been dialed in. I don't know if he's not working with the PI, who are obviously very good. I don't know if he's doing I think Brazilian fighters are pretty infamous for cutting weight the old way, where they just stop drinking for a week.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's maybe his old method or what's going on. But
I mean, he's getting old. He's coming off some injuries as well. These are.
Yeah, and this was already a rough fight for him. And now it's sort of what
are the odds going to be now? Yeah. Umar was already a 10-1 favorite. I can't imagine what it's going to be now once they get in the cage.
I mean, to be honest with you as well, when he was walking to the scale, aided, he was being helped to the scale.
Yep.
It didn't look like someone who was fighting tomorrow.
No. Fight's on though as of now, so yeah, he's got his hands full with Umar. Yeah,
it's a bit of a rough line out. And then we'll get to the Sean and Song. Sorry, this PR is talking to us. Sean and Song, no dramas there. Easy work for both of them. Sort of, because Sean O'Malley's now a little bit understated, I think, and we talk about his star power and things like that. It feels to me like that fight has potential to be a fantastic fight, and it's somewhat flying under the radar.
It should. I mean, I think they're both tied for the second most knockouts in bantamweight history with 6. So it's all there. Stats. There we go. One of my stats. So I mean, this is good. Sean O'Malley. I mean,
who's more artistic, John Silver, Arnold Allen, or you? That's also a great fight. I'm really looking forward to that fight. I think Arnold Allen is really underappreciated because he's obviously been very inconsistent with getting in the cage, despite his passion for tortoiseshell cats. I'm excited to see him back in there.
Yeah.
And then I think, of course, the main event, Justin, I don't remember him weighing in last before. And as we were getting to 3 minutes left, I was starting to be a bit no fucking way is he Paramount's going to kick off like this.
The perfect kick to the balls for this card, the final blow after everything that's happened these past few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we lost Caden and Amanda. I still think the card's very, very good. I'll be honest, we were talking about it in terms of how content was performing earlier in the week. I didn't really feel much of a buzz. After the press conference, I did start seeing the numbers pick up. I think it's getting closer and people starting to realize the UFC's back, so that's great. And I think it's got potential to be a pretty fucking great card, actually. I feel like the matchups are really good, and I think there's a lot of exciting fights as well.
Who do you think's going to win the main event?
I think going back and forth, really, because first I was this is a young man sport. Paddy's got the young man momentum. I could see a world where he's just very strong for Justin. But then I was sort of thinking, Paddy does have holes in his striking. He's very loopy punches and stuff. And that's kind of tailor-made for Justin's in tight boxing. So I keep going back and forth. I think at the moment I'm going for Paddy. I think the difference will be if Paddy can trip him, which I think he can. I don't think Justin can get up, and I think Paddy will get the submission fairly easily. What about you?
I picked Justin for MMA Junkie staff pick, so I guess I'll ride with it. I mean, as the week goes on, again, Paddy seemingly having everything so dialed in with the weight cut. He looks great.
He's radiating confidence.
Yeah, his confidence is all there. A couple Justin Gaethje leg kicks can take your confidence away real quick, and if that happens early in the fight and that compromises his ability to get takedowns already, which aren't the strongest part of his game, actually the offensive wrestling, it could get pretty bad for him. So
yeah, I see a world where, like, actually, funny enough, I've said this before, but I see a world where, like, if Paddy wins, he could make it look like the Chandler fight, like really just like bulldozes through, which obviously no one ever does to Gaethje, so maybe that's a bit silly. But I could also see a world where, like, quite quickly we realise, like, oh, Paddy's very outmatched and Justin's like a leg above.
Yeah.
But it
depends where the fight goes, I guess. I can see if Paddy gets on top and, you know, gets side control, gets mount, even like half guard, I think he can maybe do something with Justin there. We'll see if Justin actually tries to be active off his back, or if he's just like holding on, waiting for the rounds to end and things like that. That wouldn't be a good sign as far as his ground game. So we'll see. It's a very interesting fight.
Yeah, and it's funny, you know, like, obviously the criticism about the fight, you know, it should have been Arman and stuff like that. I feel like, not that they're playing 4D chess, I feel like the UFC's almost done Arman a favour, right? Like, when people feel like the UFC's fucking over a fighter, they get really behind the fighter. Like, Arman's never been more popular. I literally can't get away from the guy. He's on my feed every day.
I'm going to disagree that the UFC is doing Arman a favour, but I think he's taking advantage of the moment. He's taking the ball and running.
Let me rephrase it. There's a silver lining for Arman in that now, when Arman fights for a title, it'll be much bigger than when he was going to fight Islam. You know, it'll feel bigger. Like,
Absolutely.
It's feel like this guy.
I'd agree with that.
It's a bit like Bilal, like, never got an opportunity, and then people, like, started pushing for him to get a title shot, you know. So
when will that happen? How much is he going to have to do? Because obviously we're expecting Ilya to fight the winner of this, and then, you know, who knows what his timeline will be if he wants to go to welterweight and fight Islam. Like, it feels very daunting for Arman.
I think as soon as Ilya wants to fight Paddy, and then he's going up. That's my opinion. I don't even know if he really cares to fight Gaethje. But I also think
there's no heat there between those two.
I think for Arman, the tricky thing will be, like, Paddy's already said he's going on vacation, like, so that's, and then Gaethje's obviously going to wait for the White House. So then you're looking at July or whatever it is, June, July.
Yep.
And then, so what, like, end of the year?
If that.
Yeah. So.
Timing's not great for him, so hopefully he enjoys fighting Mateusz Gamrot or something in the
I
interim.
feel like it's the one. What is your temperature on Zuffa boxing that we will go watch tonight?
How cold is it in Toronto right now? I think they're saying, like, Arctic chill. I don't know, man. Like, I cover mixed martial arts because I want to see these fighters use all their weapons, so to pretend like I'm excited about...
Oh, actually, we didn't talk about, what about Gaethje, the money thing? Shutting down Jose Young in about fucking 30 seconds.
This is much more enjoyable to talk about than Zuffa boxing, I swerve. Like, I assume peace will be made and they'll get on the same page by the time we get to post-fight tomorrow. Yeah,
I got the impression when Justin shut it down, there was probably talks ongoing, you know, and there's no benefit to him, like, taking those negotiations out in public. But he was very vocal about it, and he's at that stage of his career where he can be. Yeah. He's never really been that shy to voice how he feels. But,
no.
But yeah, interesting storyline. I don't think it affects fuck all, but...
Except for his wallet?
Yeah, well, I believe the storyline of Paramount Pay will come up again and again for the next few months. Like, what these guys are making under the new deal, I think, will be like a thing.
Yep.
I'm sure...
I mean, it's somewhat avoidable here because neither of these guys are defending champions as an interim belt, so the whole pay-per-view narrative, but going into 325 next week, like, Alexander Volkanovski has already spoken on this, so... Yeah,
well, also, as well, you got to think, like, if whoever wins this fight, right, is going to get a new contract because they'll be an interim champion. They get a new contract. I could see a world where they're like, well, you got $1 billion this year. I want this much money. And then those negotiations could actually be very drawn out. You know, like, Paddy's going to want, and should deservedly say, a fuckload of money to fight Ilya because that's a massive fight.
I think that's, you know, what's happening with some people right now. It seems like, you know, it's other champions. There's only a handful of them, so just take a look around. I won't name names here because I don't want to get, you know, aggregated with anything. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is not our only interim title fight in the next few months, let alone this year.
What sort of watch do you have that you can look at?
I'm not wearing a watch. I don't know why I did that. I think I was looking at it so I could go to sleep.
Yes.
I made a very bad taste joke before this started, so I won't repeat it.